Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Fiery Moon, and I'm here to do the weekly general reading. This reading is for all signs. It's not for any specific zodiac sign. So as always, you guys know what I say, take what resonates and leave the rest. I know that energy is vice versa or interchangeable, and that, this could be playing out in, many different areas of your life. Time is and energy is fluid, so depending on where you're at in the timeline, this could be something you've already went through, something you may currently be going through, or something that maybe could come for you. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. Approaching on the 8th, we do have that Lionsgate portal as well as the new moon. So that is coming up for us. But I will be doing a new moon spread, when we're a little bit closer. I have done the monthlies for each element, so if you would like, you can definitely go ahead and check that out. And definitely, feel free to like if the content resonated with you. Comments are disabled due to the amount of, spam comments that are out there. But definitely feel free to like, because if you checked out the About tab, I have stated that I will be, starting to do individual sign readings based on what element, has the most likes, just to make it, interactive for my viewers. So, just a few announcements that are there. For this weekly, I am going to be using the Black Moon astrology cards. I was drawn to this deck, when I was sitting and, wondering what deck to use, and this was what, came to me. So, we're going to see what messages we need for the collective for this week in regards to the energy. So, let's see what's going on. So the bottom of the deck, we have the water element, which says sensing. So what I'm feeling off of that card, of course it is, the water element, which is like the emotions, it is feeling, it's sensing, as the card says. And, I feel like at this time, some of you may be, in this watery energy, or, it could be someone that you're connecting to, or it could be just the energy around you. I know in one of the dailies from last week that Neptune and Pisces energy was coming through, even though it is in retrograde right now. Neptune is at home in Pisces. Neptune is, one of the rulers of Pisces. So that energy, and I'm just feeling like it's like in your body, you may just be, even processing some emotions right now. And for some of you, with this void of course moon, which is, it says missing. Some of you could be, missing someone, or, feeling like you're missing out on some type of emotional fulfillment. And for some of you, it could be in the realm of a relationship, because we do have the 7th house, which is partners and partnerships and how you relate to others. But it ultimately feels like, either you or someone connected to you may be feeling like they're missing, partnerships, like emotional connections in their life. And it could definitely be because we do have the moon in Gemini right now. So what the Gemini card is, I think. So with what I'm feeling with the moon being in Gemini is like, somebody is pondering or processing or thinking about some type of emotional, fulfillment that they may be lacking at this time. But, let's see what comes out. So what messages do we need for the collective in regards to the energy for this week? So we have, bottom of the deck is Mercury retrograde, which is reinvention. And Mercury is actually direct. It is not in retrograde right now. But, this could be energy that, or the time period when Mercury was in retrograde, in the past few months, where you could have been, working through, going through like almost like a reinvention part of yourself, reinventing yourself, processing for some of you, it could have been, old feelings that you had. Some of you, with the retrograde energy, it is a review of past situations or circumstances. They come back up so that, you can work through it. And then when Mercury goes direct, you can, basically apply the lessons learned to that energy, and which would make sense with this part of fortune card coming out, and that represents increase. And what I'm feeling is like, you guys are moving forward. Some of you guys may have, definitely utilized that Mercury retrograde energy when it was here, and, doing something different. It's almost like the universe, is giving you a second chance to like almost right wrongs, or, close out things that are no longer serving you, so that in like I said, when Mercury goes direct, you can apply the lessons that you learned. But I've never had this part of fortune card come out, so we're going to take a look at it and see what's going on. What is it? 45. And I do apologize, but these descriptions are kind of long. But we'll see what it says. So it says, part of fortune, increase. Fortune favors the brave. In early mythology, Fortuna was the daughter of Jupiter, the god of good luck. She is the Roman goddess of destiny and bounty. Her name is, in Latin, is Fier, which means she who brings forth. The part of fortune is just one of the lots among several used in astrology. However, it is considered the most important one. Lots are also known as Arabic parts. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Western astrology picked up the Arabian and Persian practice of reading lots in the horoscope. Lots are based upon mathematical calculations, the distance between 2 points with the degree of the rising sign, your ascendant added. The part of fortune is the same distance from the longitude of the ascendant as the moon lies from the sun. So if the sun and moon are conjunct, this is almost perfectly aligned. Or, excuse me. So if the sun and the moon are conjunct, that is almost perfectly aligned, then the part of fortune will fall on the ascendant. If, on the other hand, the sun and moon are in opposition to each other, then the part of fortune will fall on the descendant, the cusp of the seventh house. Though, that may make more sense to you if you know your natal chart and the aspects as well as the degrees. Many look upon the part of fortune as moon energy, which means the talents and gifts it endows upon an individual are both nascent and unconscious. It is as if its powers are waiting beneath the surface of water, and when that water is stirred by action or thought, those gifts and talents emerge. When the part of fortune card turns up in a reading, it means a time when things begin to flow more easily for you and you will have your success. But success and how it will come about and how long it will take will very much depend upon the surrounding cards. You may want to take advantage of this time of easy flow to resolve conflicts. It's a time to heal that toxic situation which has been so difficult to overcome. Since the part of fortune mostly means gifts, you may want to take on another area of study or master another art form. You are more creative and in tune with your imagination as well as your emotions. That Neptune and Pisces. Excuse me. This card also means that benefits will suddenly be placed in your path. Since fortune is fate, it will very well seem as if you just stumbled onto them. Disagreements are improbable, but if they happen, you will likely take the high road. Another area that looks extremely fortunate is anything to do with public relations or promotions. This is a period of recognition and achievement. Your overall popularity is increasing, and some type of recognition is on its way. It's also a favorable time for learning, teaching, or taking exams. You may want to do good and honor others. Through this, you will gain respect and opportunity. You will heartily share what you have gained from yourself with others. Injustices of any kind will challenge and rouse you into action. If your question is in regards to romance or any other type of relationship, know that the situation is a fated one. It is meant for both of you to help fulfill each other's calling. This will not be a relationship you can ever move away from easily. Destiny is involved, so together you are called to achieve and master higher things that would be more difficult had you not met each other. In this, there will be challenges even though the love will always remain. Your desire to fly is strong at the moment. Any shackles previously placed are being smashed and you're experiencing a release. Moving ahead is what this card is all about. Madame Fortune smiles upon you. The corresponding tarot card is the Ten of Pentacles, and the key ideas is where you are lucky, fortune, karmic triggers, destiny, and fate. And it is, in a way, like giving that Wheel of Fortune energy. So for some of you, destiny is at play. The wheel could be turning in your favor, especially after, coming out of, that period of Mercury retrograde when, I can't remember when it was retrograde, because we've had so many big alignments. But what, it did for you was close out with the world here. And it says, in the 10th house, it closed out a cycle for you. Going through that, that review period of whatever it was for you. Some of it was a relationship. It could have been a job, especially with the 10th house. And, by you working through that, learning the lessons that you needed to learn, and, now that Mercury is direct, it's like, it's only right for, the wheel to turn to, reward you for the work that you've put in. So let's dig a little deeper here and see what's going on. This is the Game of Thrones tarot. So what messages do we need for the collective in regards to this weekly energy? What messages do we need for the collective in regards to this energy and spread for the week? What messages do we need for the collective in regards to the energy for the week? I have started a podcast, which the links are available in the about or on the about tab as well, in which I will be, taking the energy, the most prominent energy from this, in each weekly reading, and further, discussing it, more in depth in regards to, the topic that comes out most prominent. In the weekly reading. So you guys can definitely feel free to check it out. It is available on Anchor, Spotify, as well as Google Podcasts. So it's called Fiery's Corner. So you can definitely feel free to check that out. But I'll be talking more, in depth as, what the reading, the topic of the reading is for the week. And just going into a deeper discussion about it and how it plays out in different areas, and what we can do to overcome that energy, whatever questions may arise, just having a chat about it, outside of the tarot, but knowing that this energy is playing out for all of us, whether you're aware of it or not, in some magnitude. So that will be available as well. I have an introduction episode, and then I also have 2 episodes. The second episode was in regards to temptation. What do we do when we're tempted with something? How do we process temptation? And the other episode was in regards to, how do you see strength and empowerment? So you can definitely feel free to check that out as well. And the links are in the About tab. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then we're going to see what this energy is about. So bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Wands, which, the energy of the 3 of Wands normally, represents waiting for your ships to come in. It's also looked at as, like an energy of, waiting, just in general. Off of this depiction, I am getting like an energy of, like almost like awareness of your emotions at the surface level, or viewing your emotions that are on the surface in a way. I'm also feeling like, because depending on, your perspective of this card, like I say, it's normally looked at as like ships coming in, but for some reason I'm getting like, ships sailing away as well. So depending on what side you're on, it's like, for some of you, I feel like, you're waiting on your ships to come in, you've done your work, and now it's time, like I said, with this Wheel of Fortune energy that I'm getting off of this Part of Fortune card is like waiting on your time, your ship's coming in because it's time for it. It's destined. This is the energy is conducive for your ships to come in. But for some of you, if you're on the side of the energy where, the ships may be going out, it's like, I almost feel like a cleansing, emotional cleansing that you're going through. Which, the energy is conducive for that as well. So whether you're attracting or releasing, with this energy, it feels positive, but it also feels like it's necessary. Because then up under that, we have the 9 of Coins, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So it's like you're feeling good, you're feeling stable, you're feeling grounded, within yourself. This is on a self-individual level. And it's like I said, for some of you, you're looking out, you have the 10 of Pentacles coupled with this 9 of Pentacles. And between the 9 and the 10 is the Ace. So some of you, that Ace is what, that is what may be coming in for you. A new solid beginning, a new foundation. It could be like money for some of you. But I also feel like if the ships are, if you're in that perspective of, the ships washing things away, for some of you, I do feel like you missed an opportunity at your happiness. And for some of you, it's like you could be watching a person in this energy, getting their, like, I want to say, like, just due in a way, getting what was deserved of them, because we do have King of Cups energy here as well. So it feels like, there's a masculine energy that feels like they've lost their sense of an emotional fulfillment, which we did see at the bottom of that deck. So, depending on what you processed and went through when Mercury was in retrograde, now that it is direct, it's almost like, especially with being direct in Leo, some of you may be ready to like take some type of action right now. And if it's a person, to go towards this person, or, whatever it is that you've lost, it's like you're ready, like you have, or you're needing to get the confidence. Like, it's almost like for some of you, you're waiting to get the confidence to go after this 10 of Pentacles energy, or, at least the awareness of it. So let's see, the Part of Fortune. What messages do we need in regards to this energy and spread for the collective? What messages do we need? Messages do we need for the collective in regards to the energy for the week? one more. Figures. Alright. So what we have out is the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords, with the Eight of Pentacles, Death with the Three of Pentacles, and then we have the Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Swords with the Page of Wands and the Magician. So what I'm feeling is almost like someone is trying to like figure out how to, whether this is you or someone else, it's like you're trying to figure out how to bring something, you know, back around, whether it's a person, place, or thing. It's trying to, you know, figure out a way to manifest something back. Like you're trying to figure it out, because the Magician has all of the tools they need, but the Page of Wands is like explorer energy. So looking out at this energy, it's like this is actually how it goes. Like this, looking for a way to like create almost, especially up under that we have the Two of Cups, which came out under the Magician. So it's like somebody's trying to, you know, manifest love or a connection that is emotionally fulfilling for them. For some of you, just like that part of Fortune card said, it is, you know, another person that plays a part in your destiny. But whether it's you or them, with this Seven of Swords energy, it's like they are either holding back or trying to, you know, hold down the truth of the situation and not, you know, look at it, trying to block it out with this Two of Swords, feeling stuck, you know, guarded in a way as well. Because there's almost like an air of fear of if it's gonna work out. And from the Two of Swords to the Seven of Swords is, or Two of Swords to the Nine of Swords is this Seven of Swords. So it's telling me like someone doesn't want to look at the truth of the situation. And it doesn't have to be a romantic situation. Soulmates and things of that nature could be friends, could be family members, co-workers, you know. So take it how it resonates. But there's almost a fear of someone not, like, almost like trying to block out their destiny. Like there's a fear of it not working out. Or fear of, you know, for some of you, having it work out. Or fearing that you're gonna have to put in some type of work. But there's a want, I feel, especially with this Death and the Three of Pentacles, there's a want to collaborate with this person. For some of you, it is Pentacles, so it may be, you know, going after a job that is emotionally fulfilling to you, but it's almost like you're holding your own self back. And this Wheel of Fortune is coming to push you out of it, because maybe in the past, whether it was the recent past, the long past, even a past life, you were afraid to go for it. But with this energy here, it's like the universe is pushing you to go ahead and do it. And in that way, you would be, you know, almost like rectifying, you know, karma and closing out a karmic cycle with that 10th house, the world energy. But there is some like internal conflict going on with this Five of Wands, because you want to collaborate, you want to, it's almost like you want to come out of the cold with this person, but you're afraid, you don't know how to do it. Or this could be you going through this internally with yourself. Like you want to go and work towards something that you feel strongly about, something that may, bring you some type of money, but you may not be sure of how to go about putting the structure together. How are you going to make it work? So there's a fear of even putting in any work towards it. And that's you, blocking yourself. Maybe you don't want to, you don't want to face rejection, but by you blocking yourself is creating this self-sabotage. When the cards are clearly saying, like, go forward and create it with the Magician. So I'm going to look at the Nine of Swords. Tell me about the Nine of Swords, because that's where that fear is almost coming from. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Alright, so for some of you, the fear is like almost feeling like you're gonna lose some type of financial stability that you have. So for some of you, it's like you're waiting until you feel financially secure or stable and, within yourself. So it's like you're holding back, especially also with this Four of Pentacles, but he's looking at this Eight of Pentacles. And it's like you're holding back, but still trying to figure out how you can make it work. And for some of you, it could just be you overanalyzing the situation because you've already showed up as the Nine of Pentacles. So the 8 to the 9 is 1. So if anything, you're still gonna have, it's like there's not really a loss. You may have to sacrifice something. And I don't mean that, in a physical way. Maybe it's your schedule or time. You may have to put in more effort. That would be the, the sacrifice. If you want something to work, you have to make it work. If it's something that you want. And that's what, you could be just waiting on. Is what I'm feeling. Because I feel like it's just like, well, what do I do next? But this losing something, because from the 4 to the 8 is another 4. This losing something or the feeling of loss of some type of financial security is all in your head. Because it's like you're seeing very clearly this 8 of Pentacles. And you're at the 9. It's like, it's almost like you don't want to, I can't even say waste time. It's just like invest time. But you don't get something for nothing. It's like you want to be rewarded, but you don't want to do the work. So what is this? Because with this death energy, that represents transformation, endings, and new beginnings. Kind of like that world energy. But to clarify those together. What's death and the Three of Pentacles? Because there needs to be a transformation within whatever you're trying to build. And whether that's just the security within you. It's like you almost need to change or transform the perception, especially coming out with the Queen of Wands. The perception of what stability is. Like, some of you, this is a person that you may need to put an end into a situation with. What's death and the Three of Coins? Yeah, there's something, you know, that needs to be cut out with the Ace of Swords. Now, it may be this person, if it's another person for you, or it's like I'm almost getting like an arrogant energy if this is you. Or, you know, it could be somebody that is like this in your life. So it could be you harnessing that. It's almost like a very arrogant and almost like entitled energy that, you know, may look stable and secure, but it's like it just looks that way. Not saying like, you know, the structure is not stable, but it's empty, you know? Like, and, you know, like I said, the Three of Swords is, or excuse me, the Three of Pentacles is that, you know, collaborating energy. But it's almost like it's almost giving me like an energy of there being like too many cooks in the kitchen. Or like you need to transform. Like, I almost feel like it's the opinion of others that are trying to tell you how something should be built and how something should look or how they want it to look. And it could be, like I said, if this is another person, they're in that energy and it needs to be cut out with this Ace of Swords so that you can move forward. Or this is you needing to come into the awareness that the perception or idea that you have of structure is not really your own in a way. It's that of others. Give me one more. Yeah, and it's coming from a place of lack with the Five of Coins. So it just has you from the 3 to the 5 is the 2. It has you just repeating the same cycle over and over again. Because this mentality or mindset, whether it's you or this person, is coming from, for one, outside sources. Because there's so many people in here building this house. Like building this structure, I'll say. But it's because you know, you're coming from this place of like wanting to be, you know, like you may have been raised to like want things, have it handed to you. You don't, and that's what this energy is over here. You're not willing, you know that there's work that needs to be done, but it's like you're not willing to step into it and do it. So you're acting like, you know, you don't know what needs to be done. But that's you holding yourself back, number one, and self-sabotaging something that could, you know, potentially be good for you. But this energy right here is like, this energy, there needs to be death put to that energy. Like, close that out. End it. Because this is all that's coming from that, is this Five of Wands, conflict, competitive energy, arguing, like fighting for some, you know, whether that's with others or all of this going on within yourself, like you're fighting yourself. But something is telling me, like, you know this. As the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords knows. And it's like you have to make a decision with the Judgment card to cut out that energy with the Page of Swords. Because with the Page of Swords is awareness, just like this Queen of Pentacles. So you're aware of this. You have the truth and the clarity of the situation, but you've been resisting it. And in you resisting, you're also blocking yourself from your happiness, the Sun. So we're going to look at this Five of Wands, and then we're going to grab some advice. Yeah. And we have the King of Wands and the Hierophant. So for some of you, this is somebody that you're with in a relationship. And for some of you, this is, you know, the battle of your masculine and feminine energy. Like I always say, it's like you're trying to use your feminine energy to do what masculine energy does. And that's, you know, that's where the conflict is coming from. The feminine energy receives and the masculine energy initiates and takes the action and like that. And you're trying to create something out of your feminine energy, but the feminine energy doesn't create. Like, it doesn't do the physical work. It produces the, like, in a way, the ideas and the thoughts and the, because of this thing, just think of like women, we give birth. We give birth to the ideas, and like the masculine energy is what helps. It's that force to bring it to fruition. And for some of you, like I said, if this is the masculine and feminine energy within you, there needs to be some type of, like, I feel imbalancing off of this Hierophant. But if this, you know, like, because the Hierophant represents, I get structure, but it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? It just escaped my mind. But it's like, tradition and values and making things like, I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting balance off of this as well. But your value system needs to be in alignment. Because that's what's causing like the conflict in a way. Like if this is all between you, and if it's with it between you and another person, you know, it could be like, I just feel like it's just constant conflict between the two of you. Because like I said, whether it's you or you're dealing with someone, the feminine is trying to do what masculine energy does, and the masculine energy is trying to do what feminine energy does, and that's where the conflict lies. And with the Hierophant, you know, the masculine energy is like looking over this, you know, commitment, Like it's more like it's almost more work than it needs to be. And if this is within you, this is like what your masculine energy is trying to tell you intuitively. Like, it's almost like your masculine and feminine energy are trying to come to a balance with what is value. But because you may be seeing it from the opposite perspective, it's causing that conflict within you. Or, it's causing this if this is a physical relationship. And the energy that you're in is like, especially this masculine energy, they're feeling like defeated. They're feeling like, all hope is lost. Like it's almost like the masculine energy is giving up, or has given up on, trying to make this work. Because it could be a karmic connection, and it's like, no matter what energy you're resonating with, the masculine or the feminine, if it's a karmic connection or some karma that you're rectifying within yourself, there comes a time when you have to physically do the work and allow like nature to take its course. If it's a relationship, it's like this relationship was to show you this energy, which is all that you were in this connection for, appearances for some of you, for money for some of you, because it looked a certain way, and you're realizing that this perception that you've had of what true value is was coming from a place of lack. Give me one more for the Five of Wands. Yeah, it was due to past value systems and traditions and, thoughts and things that you were shown in your child. We have the Six of Cups here. But you're needing to, walk away from that. And once you walk away from that, you'll walk into, oh my God, look at this here, child. You'll walk away from it, headed towards the Ten of Pentacles and the Lovers, with a new perspective through a Tower moment on how to move forward, and where you may have been trying to build relationships and connections based off of practicality and what you can see. You're going to move forward and see that true relationships are built off of connection and love and emotions. Alright, so that's the reading. That was just the bottom of the deck, but I'm glad it all came together. And for some of you, it is going to be moving towards, if you're a masculine, it may be like you're gonna be going towards a different feminine energy. Or if this is all going on within you, you're seeing that you need to show love to your feminine energy. You need to be in that energy of, how can I put it, like, nurturing your feminine energy from your masculine energy, so that as the magician you can create and use your tools in the right way. guidance or advice? Feeling wisdom of the oracle. What's the guidance or advice in regards to this energy for the collective for the week? What's the guidance or advice in regards to the collective and the energy for the week? The guidance or advice. We'll do one more. Because, yep, this is this Lover's card could be an actual, you know, a connection, or just balancing out your masculine and feminine energy. That's what where true value comes from. Being balanced, whether it's within yourself or with, you know, another person that gives you reciprocal energy, that, you know, they're not worried about how things look or trying to, like, even, you know, overpower you. Because this Queen of Wands energy is coming through very strong, like always trying to be in control of something. That's being, that mentality and all that is being blown up with this Tower to move you forward towards true connections. And for some of you, that Three of Cups and the Six of Cups could represent a reconciliation as well. But the bottom of the deck, we have Loyal Heart, which is an energy of, you know, it is, you know, soulmate energy. But I'm also just getting, you know, the energy of, you know, recognizing this energy when it, because for some of you, this is what's coming in for you, which is like almost like a Two of Cups energy. This is the energy that you like maybe coming in for you, but it's also, you know, recognizing and honoring the masculine and feminine energy within yourself, and, you know, appreciating it. And look where it leads you, to the land of milk and honey, which is like the Ten of Cups mixed with the Ten of Pentacles in a way. So it's emotional happiness as well as practical happiness. But the way you get to that, practical happiness doesn't bring forth emotional happiness. Things don't, you know, the happiness that you get from physical things, I always say, is fleeting. But when it comes from an emotional place, you attract the physical things that you want. And it's all in learning how to co-create and use your masculine energy for what it's for, and your feminine energy for what it's for. But what's the guidance or advice? So for the guidance or advice, we have thinker, observer, and all that glitters, which is basically saying you're already, like I said, you're in awareness. So this is just confirmation of the awareness that you have and what you're already thinking about. you're observing and you're looking at, you know, almost like what makes you chase the shiny things with all that glitters. And for some of you, you're realizing that all that glitters, all these pentacles, like the quote goes, all that glitters isn't gold. And this is something that you're observing because you're in the awareness of it, but it's just like, again, with this Two of Swords, you don't want to come to terms with it. Because you know what they say, the same thing that can make you laugh can make you cry. And everything that feels good to you may not be good for you. We don't say those things and have those, whatever you want to call them, what are they, cliches or whatever, for no reason. There's a reason why those sayings have been around for, you know, so long. You can have, we see it every day with celebrities. Some celebrities, you know, and you know, people of status have more money than you can ever have, but 90% of them are not happy because money can't replace happiness. You can't, it just doesn't work that way. So with the advice, it's like, boom, it's time to go. It's time for you to walk away from this mentality, because that's what it feels like to me. And it's through the masculine energy of taking your power back. But also it's in honoring, like I said, that masculine and feminine energy within yourself through, you know, with higher power here. It's like through the wisdom that you've gained. Because you know this, like they keep saying, you know, like you know this. And look at the key on the third eye with the higher power. You know. So, you know, it's time to allow yourself to step into this energy. It's time for you to go and take some action. And Spirit is guiding you. They're giving you the key to it. All right, so that was the weekly reading for this week. I have no idea what I'm going to call it, but I'm pretty sure something will come to me. But as always, I thank you all for tuning in with me, sending you out love and light, and hope everyone enjoys their week and their day. And of course, I will still be doing the daily oracle readings, so that'll be out, you know, for the week as well, which may just be different pieces of this whole reading in totality, because that's normally how it goes. But again, thank you, and I will see you guys all on the next one. All right, later.